Hello, Twitch. How are we doing? It's been so long yet again, but it's Mindful Monday with Crystal Farley, Stress Management Maven. I'm going to go live here on Facebook, and I figured I would share my thoughts with you as well, because why not? Monday with Crystal. All right, let's see. I'm going to go live on IG too. Gotta multitask here, guys. I wish I just had if anybody knows of an application where I can literally just for one moment push one button and be on all of my things, let me know. That would be fantastic. Hello. How is everybody today on this beautiful, beautiful Monday in New England? So I'm pretty pumped in that it's Monday after the 4th of July and the really great weather has continued. So I thank you all for joining this Facebook Live today. Hey there, Ed. I hope you all had an awesome long weekend for the 4th of July. And had some really great memories and time with your family and really got to enjoy the time off. If you had to work Friday, I'm sorry for that. However, I hope you allowed the time around that to be absolutely amazing because I know, like I said, hey there, lady. Hey, Heather. So Heather Arsenal just joined my Facebook Live and she is a rock star. So I'm going to give her a little plug in that I actually introduced her to one of my really good friends who sells some used furniture in Manchester because she's got some big news coming up. But she has a private practice therapy where she works with couples and individuals. I mean, she doesn't really discriminate against who she works with, right? But we're working on laying out some 6-week course material. I'm calling it 6 weeks probably because it's on my brain, but couples therapy material where she can do some online coaching too because she has a lot of really great knowledge and she just loves working with couples that have a really great foundation and want to build upon it. And I mean, two people that are willing to have better communication through therapy, I think that's a win-win. So I'm going to absolutely refer her and recommend her all day long. Hey there, Tim. Thanks for joining. Are you back in Georgia? So Tim Hurley made a surprise visit at our box. I go work out at CFN, for those of you that don't know, CrossFit Nashua, and Tim dropped in, and I was really excited to see him, but I think he might have gone home. So Mindful Monday with me. So I'm just going to stay on task now because I could talk to everybody that joins this Facebook Live all day. So today we actually had a really awesome recording for the People Trauma Stress Discuss podcast. So Heather and I did our recording. We released an episode today based upon PTSD and the other shoe dropping. So a really great way to look at that is, when something really great happens, you expect something bad to happen immediately following. It's going to be taken away. It's not going to be great anymore. Something's going to shit on it and make it just absolutely awful. So we spent some time talking about that this morning. And I think it's a really interesting topic to talk about because truly waiting for the other shoe to drop is anxiety and worry. And we do it all the time. And a lot of those thoughts and processes and behaviors started when we were really, really young. And I actually made a really funny referral back to when I was a child. And so my father passed away, the kids are they're 18 this year, about 9 years ago. And so hey there, AJ, he passed away 9 years ago, and I made a reference to, I would always know when he and my mom were going to have sex because he would eat 2 Hostess cupcakes and drink a glass of milk. So I sort of knew what the repercussions to that were and what was going to precede that, right? So every time that happened, every Saturday, it was like clockwork. But it was I knew what was going to happen. I was anxious what was going to happen. I was anticipating what was going to happen based upon certain behaviors leading up to it. So that's kind of a funny one. But, then we went on to talk about relationships and how I had huge ex-girlfriend issues for a really long time because of what happened with my boyfriend when I was 18 years old. And so it's kind of interesting to think about how you once were and where you are today and what has impacted that behavior. Another really cool update. Hey there, Josh. Another really cool update is that we had John Marino on. And so for those of you that don't know John Marino, he is he's a CrossFitter that's just super badass. I met him a couple years ago now at CrossFit City Line in Watertown, but we had some connections because he knew some CrossFitters up here in Nashua and did some competitions in New Hampshire. But I talk about him and his organizations a lot because he actually runs the Phoenix facility in Lowell, Massachusetts. And so the Phoenix facility is like an active recovery community for those with substance use disorder, but anybody can attend if you're a supporter or you're active in recovery. The only caveat, the only catch is that you have to be sober for 48 hours in order to participate in any of their events. So for example, I'm facilitating a meditation class there tomorrow afternoon for an hour. And I too have to be sober, so for 48 hours. So I cannot have had alcohol or any other sort of recreational drug, not that I do any of that stuff, for 48 hours. So I love the standards that they uphold. I love the community that they create. And, you know, we talked a lot about John's story today, and I recommend not this Thursday or the following, so 2 Thursdays from this Thursday, the 20-something or other, his story will be on. And so he'll hear him talk about his journey his trauma started from the day he was born, probably long before that while he was in the womb. And so to hear how he became sober at the age of 38 and how he's been sober for 9 years. And he was last incarcerated, I want to say it was 2013. And he was able to, that's probably about right. He was able to start a new life from that. And like one of his aunts gave him a second chance in order to do that. And like what impacted him? What was his pivotal moments? How does he recover? How does he stay sober every single day? How does he have really healthy relationships? And I think hearing it from a male perspective, hugely important. That's why we try to have men on very frequently, because obviously us as women, we don't see it from their perspective all the time. A male vulnerability perspective, we talked about vulnerability a lot. Hey there, Brandon. Hey there, Meg. Vulnerability is hugely important, and once people have psychological safety and they believe that they have a community or people or friends or family that they can trust to talk about things that are really important to them, that they're scared of, that they're worried about, that they love, that they're happy about, in an open and free environment really changes lives. And to hear all of that come out with John today, and then you see pictures of him with his big muscles and all of his tattoos, and it's just really awesome to have that perspective. So I really hope you guys tune in for that, and I'll post some pictures on the People Trauma Stress Discuss site too, so check those out. Other exciting news for the podcast, we're going to be posting, I got some workups done for the t-shirts that we created. So you'll see the design, our logo, the PTSD and Unfiltered Truth on the front of the shirt, and then on the back is End the Stigma with a hashtag. So really excited about those. We'll be accepting pre-orders, working out some details there, and we'll get those up online as well. But I know a lot of people are really supporting this effort, and we don't want to necessarily be like any of those like super activists when it comes to ending the stigma. We just want to make it okay to talk about. I was meeting with Kelly Farrar today. Hey there, Peter. Kelly Farrar is a Juice Plus educator. And Juice Plus is one of those, it's not a multi-level marketing. I learned all about this today, and I still feel like I'm processing and digesting everything that she shared with me, but they're not a multi-level marketing company, but they do have a franchise model. And employees, once they reach a certain volume, they actually get benefits and that sort of thing. So it's a little bit different than like a Mary Kay sort of thing, or even Zaya, what I'm selling now. But Juice Plus has a really cool product. It's all of the nutrients that you need in capsules, so that you're literally getting all the servings of fruits and vegetables that you can on a daily basis, just in literally single capsules. So I think if Heather's still on, I think you might do the growing your own plant thing without soil. I don't know. There's this whole world of Juice Plus. But I got to meet with her today, and I have to tell you, she was talking a lot about brain development and essential omega fatty acids, and how good fats are really essential for brain development and really regulating your moods and behaviors and disorders. And so, I just think it's really interesting how Heather does the Tower Garden, which I'm very interested in as well. But I think, from my perspective, I'm always looking at what are the tools and resources people can use to help better themselves on a daily basis. And yes, I believe nutrients are really important. Everybody should eat their fruits and vegetables, all of that good stuff. But we got talking about good fats and how good fats are really necessary for brain development and prevention of bad behaviors, and can help with maybe people that are highly autistic, or if they have ADHD or anxiety or PTSD or lots of the things that are involved in my life. And so, I love that when we are able to actually talk about things that make people uncomfortable, like PTSD and autism and ADHD and all of these things that people are scared and nervous to share that they may be, involved with, that once we start making that okay, it's amazing how many different people you can connect with. So, Kelly was genuinely interested in my work and what I do. And so I shared with her my story and where it came from. And then, like, by the end of the conversation, I was learning about her, and we were talking about the importance of fatty acids in our diet, and had nothing to do with my work. She wasn't trying to sell me on her product, but it's just interesting what you can learn and from who you can learn it when you're capable of having that conversation. And for those of you that are watching me on Instagram, John actually just joined me on there. And John, you need to watch my replay and my story because I talked about you a bunch. So super badass. Hi there. He's on Instagram, Phoenix_fit, and the fit is PHIT. If anybody wants to follow him, I'll put it in the comments here. So again, super awesome guy. But he, again, just to bring it back to him for a moment, John, I did give you kudos in the fact that you are a male that by visibility, like from just looking at you, not necessarily the first person people would necessarily approach about topics that we spoke of this morning. But once you do, like, so easy to talk to. And John and I don't sit there and talk about like PTSD all day. Like, we just don't. We talk about like CrossFit and working out and fitness and nutrition and like the games and like just kids. I mean, he talks about his daughter Abby and I talk about my daughter Belle, and you're able to have a nice, open, friendly relationship with people you never thought you really would before. So thank you, John, for giving me that opportunity. Okay, so what's next? So PTSD, we have really great topics, really great guests. We have t-shirts coming, I promise. I mentioned Zaya. So for those of you that don't know, I am working with the Zaya Fearlessly. I have a Fearlessly Fit website on Facebook where I'm just working with their merchandise. I love it. I don't really care. Like, I'm not in it for like to make zillions of dollars. I just really like the product. You're the best. I just really like the product. And I think it's really great quality, really great price. And I want to buy more of it. So I just want to share it with everybody. So follow me, please. You don't have to like buy anything. Just follow me. Fearlessly Fit with Zaya. And I actually do post workouts in there every week. So if you don't have access to a gym or you're a stay-at-home mom, I do provide at-home workouts as well as just some other random stuff. So it's really about being holistically fit. Not just fit like to look good in a bikini, which is sometimes my motivation too. I mean, like, let's be real. And I also really like to eat like a lot of food. And so I need my balance in my life, right? So there's that. I'm vain. Some people have some vanity. That's fine. So business update for those of you that are interested. Things are going really well. What's really funny is that I had a really great conversation with Charlie last week or the week before about how he doesn't understand my business. So Charlie is a mortgage guy, right? So he's a mortgage loan officer. Charlie Farley Home Loans. He's awesome. Been doing it for over 25 years, 26 years, I think now. And it's B2C, so it's very retail, right? So he answers the phone when it rings. Leads come in, like, it's transactional. Somebody's going to buy a house. They get pre-qualified. They go through the process. They buy the home. Done. Hopefully, eventually, they refinance. They buy another home. They refer out. Like, it's very B2C, business to consumer. My role is business to business. And so, yes, I do work with clients one-on-one. Very occasionally. It's not occasionally. Ongoing, but very small amounts. So let me rephrase that. So I work with, 3 to 5 clients at a time because all of the work that I do is custom. So I'm not going to have a cookie cutter stress management program for somebody that's going through school, somebody that's going through a divorce, somebody that is struggling with their children, somebody that's trying to get fit physically. It's not all going to be the same, not all going to look the same. So I refuse to do it. So again, I do have actually a couple openings right now, but that's part of what I do, which is B2C. The majority of what I do is B2B, so business to business, right? So nonprofit-wise, I work with the Phoenix and I offer meditation workshops. Tanya Popolowski is a licensed social worker that I know that has groups for divorced women where I will do pro bono for free, like stress management workshops to help people feel stress relief in the moment. But predominantly, my work is B2B. So I pitch myself, or I try to explain my benefits, what my value proposition is to companies so that they will use the very small amount of dollars that they have for wellness benefits on me, on my service that I offer. Perhaps maybe someday I'll want to scale this to like some really large, amazing thing. But there's only one of me right now, and I really just want to be with the people, help change the world one person at a time. Super simple mission. And so I had to like explain to Charlie that I've been in this world, like this business to business world for like, I like gonna age myself, but it's like 15 years. Okay. And so, yes, I was B2C. I've been retail. I've done all of that stuff, but I've been selling into corporations for a really long time. Sales cycle is very different. I last at IBM longer than 3 years because I am not transactional. The interactions that people have with me are very much relationship driven. The value proposition that I'm going to provide you, the benefits that I can provide you are going to be very specific to the need that you have. So things just take longer. Like I'm not going to just like churn and burn like thousands of dollars on the daily. Like that's just not what my life is and not what the expectation is. And so it was a really interesting conversation because, you know, when you're pitching yourself to a company, you might have to like talk to multiple people. If you're working with a small company, the CEO might be wearing 6 different hats. There might not be budget. How do you provide the tangible value, the dollar value when it comes to my service and that sort of thing? So it's just a very different world than the mortgage world. And so, you know, I was thinking about that and I was thinking how, you know, there are a lot of holistic, hey there, well, Heather, I love you too. One of the, you know, holistic, a lot of the holistic folks, the coaches, wellness programs, that sort of thing, are trying to get into companies. And, you know, and I think that it takes a really different perspective. So, you know, when you're thinking about, you know, so if you're watching this replay or you're on this right now and you're trying to position your benefits, your wellness packages to companies, it's really important to think about the metrics that are going to be driven by the solution that you're offering and how are you really going to provide tangible value. And so, yeah, a lot of companies, a lot of the new trendier companies, the startups really just want to help their people. Like they just want to provide benefits that are really important. Workplace wellness, mental health, work, you know, all stress in the workplace, stress reduction in the workplace, hugely hot topic right now. So like check out your LinkedIn. I promise you it's like on there. So I think, you know, it's really making yourself super niche might not be the right word, but super specific to the people that you're talking to. This way your sales cycles will become a little bit easier. This way you'll have a really clear message. Really identify what your passion is, what you want to be working towards, and what mission you want to stick with and how you want to message that, because you can't be wishy-washy with a company. Like you need to stick to it and that's it. People often tell me that I should be marketing to the solution. And yes, I do. I will provide you clear metrics and data on how people that in the workplace that are happier are more engaged, you'll have higher retention, et cetera, et cetera. But more specifically, I want to understand what their key metrics are, what they define as successful, and how I can help that. And so the industry standard isn't always like the right thing for people. So I think, you know, that's like my advice for today. I've been thinking a lot about like, you know, again, I met with Kelly. She wasn't trying to sell me on Juice Plus. Like we were just having a conversation. We talked about work for maybe 3 minutes of the entire thing. Well, I talked a lot because she actually wanted to know what I do in life. That was her first question, but she wasn't trying to like get to know me to sell something. She's trying to have a relationship with me. And I had very clear like expectations on the questions that I wanted to ask her about autism, ADHD, PTSD, and that sort of thing with Juice Plus and how the effects can be impacted. But outside of that, it's just connecting. And once you connect with people, you actually understand like what's going on with them. So like had I just looked at John, and I don't know if John's still watching on Instagram, but he wrote a comment on there called Rough Exterior. So if I would have just looked at him and been like, this guy's never going to talk to me. I mean, like I have a couple tattoos. He's covered. Like clearly I'm like too like vanilla for him. I would have never met one of the most amazing people in my entire life. So I encourage you to like not judge a book by its cover, to be open and honest, to really work towards things that you believe in and know that you're going to connect with someone if you allow yourself to do so. So that's me. That's Monday. I talked for like a really long time, like 18 minutes. Sorry, guys. I hope I didn't get on a soapbox. But anyhow, I love you all. I hope you guys have a really kick-ass Monday. And I will talk to you all again very soon. So keep your fingers crossed that all of these, like this hard work that I'm doing is like actually paying off and like somebody's listening out there. But, you know, again, I do have a few companies that I'm waiting that have reached out that are really excited about my work and they want to bring me in. So the more and more we keep on talking about these things that people are scared to talk about, the more and more we're going to be successful together. So just hang in there. I know I am. Be strong. Don't be discouraged. Believe in yourself, and you'll be just fine. All right. Have a good day, everybody. All right, Twitchers. Love y'all.